He was holding my hand. It was so tight, like he literally was trying to break my bones. And then his fingers now started to pierce into my skin. So I started bleeding. Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. So today I will be talking about an experience I had some years ago. It was a sexual harassment slash physical assault experience, if I would call it that way. And why am I talking about it now? I'm talking about this right now for two reasons. One, because this month is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and I have decided to lend my voice to it. And then the second reason I'm talking about it is some weeks ago I realized it was 5 years this incident happened, and I feel like I think I'm in a better place to talk about it and how it's made me feel. So let me jump right in. Some weeks ago I think I was trying to pick up something from the floor in my room, and then as I stretched my hand, I saw a scar, two scars on my left hand. And in that moment, something just hit me. I remember just stopping what I was trying to do, and then I sat down, and I I just knew that I had this. I just knew that I had this, like, a rush of different emotions at once. Not good emotions. The major thing I felt was anger, as I remembered the reason behind this car and um and all that happened. And I also remember that after that day and the days after, and even the weeks after, there was just this anger in me. I became more cautious of the scars. I mean, this is something that's been on my hand for like 5 years, but I remember that period I just kept looking at it more frequently, and there was just this anger in me. I'm just like, God, what's going on? So back to how it happened. It was the year 2020, and I think it was shortly before the lockdown. I wasn't working at that point, and but I was doing some freelance stuff and also learning some skills. So that day I was like tired of being at home. So I said, okay, maybe I should go to the library to work from there and just so that I could be more productive. That was when I used to live in Kano, and the area I stayed was around the GRA then. And I decided to walk to the library because it wasn't so far. It was a bit of a distance, but then it was walkable instead of going with public transport. Started my walk, and on getting close to the library, I was going through this street, like the street just before the library, and I passed by a parked car, and then it was two guys in the car. And as I passed, one of them was trying to beckon at me. I think it was even both of them actually. They're like, "Hey, you there?" And blah blah blah. And I was just like, I turned back, but I realized I didn't know them. I mean, even from the voice, I knew that they were not people I knew. So I was just like, these are just people that probably just want to mess around. And I'm just like, I don't have time for this. So I just continued going. They moved off and started trailing me slowly. And they were still calling me and like, oh, trying to talk to me. I'm just like, I don't know you from anywhere. Plus, the approach was very annoying to me. So I wasn't even ready to like listen to anything that they had to say. So I just continued going. But at some point, it got really annoying. I was just like, why are these people still following me? Like, it didn't make any sense to me. So I turned back. I'm like, do I know you from anywhere? I don't know you. So why are you trying to? What exactly do you want? And I just like, and and I just continued going because it was becoming very animalistic. But I didn't even know that animalistic wasn't. I haven't even seen animalistic yet. So after a while, the guy came from the car and grabbed me, and I'm like, "What's going on here?" And then he held my hand. I'm trying to talk to you, and you're ignoring me. And mind you, before he came out of the car, he had been saying rubbish, saying, "Oh, is it because you think you're pretty? Who do you think you are?" And was saying stuff and saying just really like nasty things about me and my body and stuff like that. And like, is it because we're trying to speak to you, and just being very, very disrespectful. So when he grabbed me and held my hand, I was like, "Ah, that's when I knew that, okay, this is serious." And it was like, you, who do you think you are? We're trying to talk to you, and then you are walking away. Who are you? Blah blah blah. And he just kept talking and just backing. I think for me, it was even shock at actually. I think I was just very shocked because I didn't know that. I mean, that really escalated quickly. I didn't know that it was going to get to that point. I'm just like, and aside the shock was now anger because I'm like, who are you? How dare you even hold my hand? Like, what do you want from me? I said, I don't know you from anywhere. Why do you want to talk to me? Is it by force to talk to you? Leave me alone. And then he was like, he just like, you, I will show you today. Like, someone cannot be talking to you and then you'll be walking. Like, is it because, and just like saying all those very derogatory comments and just saying stuff, nasty things about me and just very, very disrespectful stuff. And at this point, anger, it was rising inside my chest. Like, I was getting angry. Like, no, this doesn't make sense. But the grip was so tight. Even I was shocked at how tight like that grip was because I was trying to like pull out of it, but then there was no way. It was so tight, and I started to feel pain because the more I tried getting him off my hand, the tighter the grip was. And at this point, I was raising my voice. I was making sure that I was trying to grab attention, and then he was holding my hand so tight, like he literally was trying to break my bones. And then his fingers now started to pierce into my skin. So um I started bleeding. I'm like, you, I'll show you today. What do you think you are? Or does he just kept repeating himself and saying rubbish? At this point, people had started coming around because they were wondering what was going on. Mind you, this whole thing was seeming like we were a couple that got into a heated argument and started fighting and embarrassing ourselves in public. And for me, I even found that really embarrassing because I'm like, I shouldn't even be associated with someone like this in the first place. So just even feeling that people could misunderstand this as a couple fighting was already annoying to me. And I'm like, leave me alone. I don't know if I'm anywhere. I was making sure that I was like shouting just so that people would just keep coming. So a crowd started to form. And people were, and I'm asking what's going on. I'm like, I don't know this guy from anywhere. This guy is just trying to, I don't know him at all. I was like, I was just on my own walking, and then and now he's holding my hand. Mind you, I was bleeding already, and then I was still in pain because it was still like he was trying to punish me. God, ah, he was. I felt so powerless. I felt so powerless. And like thinking back, I don't understand how those people were there and they were not even trying to like pull him or something because all I remember was that people were just asking what was going on and they were saying, leave her now, leave her. And I'm like, and the girl like, nobody should talk to him, that he's going to show me today. That went on and on for like some minutes. And after a while, a guy now came. It was a uniformed guy. I know he wasn't a policeman, but I can't remember the what's it called that he was. Well, he came and he came into the. At this point, there was already like a crowd, like a circle, and then he came into the crowd like, "Oh, what's going on?" And then the guy was like, "Who are you?" The guy was like, "Leave her," and like, "Who are you?" And blah blah blah. And the guy was like, obviously, I'm in uniform, so at least you should respect that. Girl, like, no, blah blah blah. And it was like, people have mind, yeah, but then it's Nigeria and how Nigeria can be. And he was like, the guy should show him his ID card. The guy should prove who he is. And that one now had to like bring out his ID card that, okay, this is who I am. And that was the moment the guy brought ID card. That was when this guy left me. I'm like, so it took someone like a, I wasn't a policeman, but let me just say a policeman coming to my rescue before this guy thought that it was okay for him to let me go. Ah, gosh, I was so pissed. And at that point, when he let me go, everybody was like, "Oh, how I sorry, oh, sorry, sister, what happened?" They were asking, "What happened?" They wanted to know what, like, see, that's not that I don't want to talk about that. As in, at that point, I just wanted to just go home. Even the library I was going, I was like, "What am I going to do in the library anymore?" I just did a U-turn I started going home. I got home that day. Oh, I thanked the man and everything, and then I got I got home. But thinking about it now, it didn't make any sense because if it was the same environment, we should have actually gone to the police station because that's not something that you should do to people. But then we all know how Nigeria can be, especially in with this kind of issues. So that is just on the side. I got home that day and I remember just going to my bed. There was confusion, there was fear, there was shock, there was anger, so many things. And then when I remembered how powerless I felt, I couldn't even believe, hey God, I couldn't even believe that I could be in a situation where I felt that helpless. And I think the one that really now got to me was me thinking of the fact that there are other people that have had these experiences, worst experiences, in terms of being raped and even being much more physically assaulted, maybe being injured and stuff like that, and much more brutally injured and raped and even killed. Because I know for a fact that it was just it was just God that saved me that day because looking at how that person handled me, if it was at night, that guy most likely would have beaten me up and raped me or something else. I know for a fact because that was the kind of person that he looked like. And that was probably where he was even aiming at from trying to talk to me and saying rubbish and throwing nasty comments at me at first. And I was grateful for the save, but at the same time I just had so many things going through my mind. I remember just being indoors the next couple of days. I cried. I was just thinking about everything. I was traumatized, proper traumatized. I'm grateful that my friends and family were there for me that time. And but then I didn't even realize, but that experience went ahead to have some impact in my life over time. Like one of them is when I am walking, maybe I'm just walking on the path or something, and then I sense that there's somebody behind me. I instantly I'll either keep turning back or I would, if I become very, very uncomfortable, if I would stop and let the person pass, especially if there are no other people behind us, because my mind won't take it. My heart start racing that I'm not wondering, does this person want to harm me or what's going to happen? And God, I I really didn't know how much impact this really had on me as well until 2 weeks ago when I was battling with that much anger. I was like, so I was in such a situation and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't fight for myself. And someone looked at me and just felt that they were entitled to my attention and probably to my body and just held me so much to the point that they injured me and I was bleeding. And I don't know, like it's it's crazy when I think about it sometimes. Because even 2 weeks ago, I remember I was having a bad day. I'd had like a really rough day. I was in transit, and then I was just like, oh, let me just watch some YouTube videos. And I stumbled onto the Solutions video on her sexual abuse experience. And after watching the video, I remember breaking down crying that in the bus that day, and also remembering how that some sexual harassment that I had experienced at one point in my life or the other didn't even seem like it until I didn't realize what they were until years later. When I'm like, wait, that didn't feel right. That shouldn't have happened. That person should have spoken to me that way. That person should have touched me that way. That person should have done this, shouldn't have done that, and everything. And then I just realized how so many women get to experience this. Statistically, on a global scale, it says 1 in 3 women experience sexual assault. And this is excluding sexual harassment. And um, it's just so sad to see that a lot of women have to go through this or have experienced this at one point or the other in their life. And the trauma that comes with it. I'm grateful that it didn't get that far, but I can't not think about the fact that there are people that have not been as lucky in quotes as I am. And if just what happened to me, I'm not trying to make it seem small, but if this that happened to me affects me or how has affected me this much, I can imagine other people that have had such experiences, not just being raped, but also being physically battered, some even killed. And it just makes me wonder why women have to go through this, why people think that they have the right to people's attention or to people's bodies. Like, no one has any right to anybody's anything. That's just the truth. And honestly, I just really hope and pray that people do better, because while you were trying to satisfy an urge or your ego in a moment and you decide to do your rubbish, you don't know how much it goes on ahead to affect someone else years down the line. And people have to deal with a whole lot of trauma, of pain, and of different things. Makes no sense. Like, just leave people alone. Respect people. It makes absolutely no sense. And if you're a man watching this, I'll just say, please respect women. And if you have men in your circle that don't respect women, urge them to respect women, because nobody is entitled to anybody's body. And I know that they'd say, oh, men also get assaulted. I understand that, and I'm not going to make light of that as well. But we all know that women get to experience this more, get to experience the harassment, the assaults more. And I'll just say that we should do better. And for anyone who's had any of this kind of experience that has left you with some form of trauma, I pray that you find the healing that you desire and deserve. I hope that you're able to speak to somebody that you trust about it, or speak up about it, and also find therapy or any kind of emotional support that you can get. And also, I would also say that sometimes allow yourself feel what you feel so that you can deal with it and move past it. I understand that healing is not linear. Sometimes you feel better, and other times, just like me, 5 years later, it just hits me randomly out of the blues. And it might be some work to do, might be a lot of work to do sometimes. Talk to God about it, because overall He is the master healer. I just really pray and hope that if this is something that you have experienced, that you find healing, like perfect and complete healing. I really hope that this video has served its purpose one way or the other. This has been a lot having to talk about, but I'm glad I've spoken about it. And yeah, that will be all for now. Thank you for watching to this point. If you stayed till up until this point to watch it, I appreciate it. And please subscribe if you're subscribed, like, and you can also comment on ways that you think that people who've experienced sexual harassment should how they can deal with it, or sexual abuse, or if you want to share a story about it, your own story about it as well. That's welcome in the comments as well, as far as you're comfortable sharing it. Thank you, and that will be all for now. See you later. Bye. Just can't